Hi, Dirty Girl here from vintagedazzle.etsy.com with another weekly sales report for vintage items on eBay and Etsy. I am, of course, grossly behind again. This is the week ending January 25th, 2016. And let's see, let me give you all my disclaimers. All of these numbers do not include postage. All of my buyers pay their own postage, so it doesn't really factor in very much. And these are the numbers before my Etsy and eBay fees. And other than that, I'll just get into it. I only had one little lonely sale on eBay. It was this brass scent or snuff bottle. It was had a little belt hanger, so you could hang it from your belt. I did have to do a repair on it, but it was fairly minor, and I paid $6 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $56. And moving on to Etsy, this is a Florentine gold gilt painted glove box. It has a lithograph of some famous painting on the top, and it was made in Italy, and I love boxes. And I paid $5 for this at the flea market, and it sold for $24. This is a beautifully embroidered linen tablecloth. It's a small size that fits a card table, so I call it a bridge cloth. These sizes of fancy little tablecloths were very popular in the mid-century era when people were playing a lot of bridge. And this was a lovely example. I tend to sell these on a pretty regular basis. This came for free from my sister-in-law, so I paid nothing for it, and I sold it for $24. This is a sterling silver brooch by Carl Art. It came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for this, and I sold it for $24. It's a mid-century modern piece, really nicely done. And this is a primitive wooden butter paddle I got at the flea market for $1, and I sold it for $17. This is a Lenox China large vase with the lilies on it, and I got this at a garage sale for $1, and I sold it for $17. However, I have been sitting on it for a really long time, so I have not been picking up Lenox lately because it takes forever to sell. And this is a sterling silver Native American brooch from the Hopi tribe. It's in the overlay style with this kind of abstract looking butterfly. And that came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for that. And I sold it for $32. And this is a brass World War II era collar pin, U.S. Army collar pin. This was part of a large lot of jewelry that I bought at the flea market, so I paid $2 for this, and it sold for $10. I have sold these before. I know they don't sell for very much, but they do sell. Old jadeite Fire King bowl that came from my mother-in-law, and I sold it for $18. This little 1950s rhinestone necklace was part of the same lot that I bought at the flea market of jewelry, and so it was $2, and I sold it for $12. This is a Stangl pottery ceramic bird, hand-painted. Now, some of these Stangl pieces go for a lot, but this is not one of the higher-end ones. It's not, you know, the painting on it is not super amazing or anything. Stop it. But still, it's cute, and I got it at a garage sale for 25 cents, and I sold it for $19. I think this page is going to die on me. Oh. This is an Echo brand scarf with antiques motif, a little rocking horse and a doll and soldiers and whatnot. And I bought that at the thrift store for $3 and sold it for $15, I think. Is that right? Yeah. And this is a sterling silver and mother of pearl pendant that came from my mother-in-law. So I paid nothing for that, and I sold it for $14. And this is a little naked fairy ring out of sterling silver. I paid $2 for this, but I can't remember where I got it. Maybe the flea market or maybe a garage sale or something. And I sold it for $21. And this is an Avon collar necklace. Thought it was really kind of pretty. Came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for that, and I sold it for $12. And finally, my last item is this sterling silver and turquoise Navajo ring. I was really excited to pick this up at the flea market for $5. It was all black with tarnish and it cleaned up really pretty. And I sold that for $38. Okay, so while I go over the numbers, here is a picture of my shop's homepage. And this was not a stellar week. My total sales were $364, and my total expenditures for the items sold was $25.25. That part was good. For a profit of $338.75 before fees. And, oh, I wanted to show you, this is a picture of a graph that I do, that I put on the wall behind my computer so I can look at it every day, and I update it every day. Now, I know Etsy has its own stats and graphs and things, but I found this graph to be particularly helpful and motivating. And I'm just going to insert a picture here so you can see it, and I'll explain what's going on. That big mountain you see, the big climb up the mountain, is the month of December. Preceding that, there's a little bit of a slide downward. That's when my shop was on vacation, when I traveled to Texas. And then it built all the way up to this big crescendo in right before Christmas, where I was selling an average of $96 a day, which is really where I want to be all the time. So it was kind of fun while I was there for a while. Then you'll see there's a gradual descending sales as December winds down and I get into January. But then toward the end of January and into February, it's kind of leveled out. And the good news is that it leveled out far above where it was leveling out before I took the little tumble for my vacation. So that's good. I'm overall really happy with how sales are going. And always looking for ways to make more money. Yay! Alright, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave a comment. I love comments and I try to reply to everyone. Thanks. Bye.